There's certain watches that aren't my cup of tea. In fact, this one isn't even my cup of coffee. But when Zelos contacted me and said their new Hammerhead has gone on a strict diet and lost some weight, it intrigued my curiosity. You see, this new Hammerhead comes in at around $349, and you don't need to be a demigod to be able to yield it on your wrist. So when they showed me this orange version, I thought, you know what? I like orange watches. Send it out to me and let's check it out. Okay, welcome back guys. So as you can see here, we've got the brand new Hammerhead from Zelos. It's been sent out to us. We don't have to send it back. That's not going to influence my review. I'm going to be as honest and transparent as I can. Apparently this thing's lost a little bit of weight, a little bit of sort of dimensions as well. So it actually sits pretty decent on the wrist. But before we get onto that, I want to share something. A little while ago I had a video that I posted, and one of the watches was a tad on the heavy side. And one of my viewers, one of you guys actually left a comment. I should have recorded it, which one it was. I can't go back and find it. But one of the comments was this: if a watch is too heavy, you're not strong enough. And it got me thinking. I thought, you know what? Okay, fair call, because I'd complained that a particular watch was a little bit too heavy, and he said, mate, you're just not strong enough. And I thought, you know what, okay, I'll take up the challenge. So when Zelos contacted me and they said they wanted to send this out, I thought, I know from previous reviews that the Hammerhead is quite a heavy watch, and quite a chunky big watch. So like I said at the intro, it's not for everybody. It's not really my cup of tea, but loving orange watches and loving Zelos's quality, I really wanted to have a look at this. So let's get on to this review. Let's check it out. What we have here, it's a Zelos Hammerhead. It's a 300 meter diver. The original one was 1,000 meters, so making this 300 meters, they've managed to make it, a little bit more reduced, a little bit more petite. As you can see, the height comes in a lot smaller. So let's get stuck into its sizes first and foremost. So what we have here is a case diameter of 44 millimeter. The lug-to-lug distance comes in at 48 mil. The case height comes in at 13 millimeters without the crystal, and with that double dome sapphire it comes in at 15 mil is what I measure, and the lug width at 22. So size-wise, it looks quite decent. It's pretty much a wearable as a diver. So I'm going to put it on my wrist so I can show you guys what it looks like. Okay, there you go. So that's how the watch sits on my 7-inch wrist, and as you can see, being a 48 mil lug to lug, it sits quite well. The height 15 mil, not a problem. It's still quite a decently big watch. As soon as I took this out of the box, being called a Hammerhead, I thought to myself, man, this thing is solid. This thing is a brick. I can hammer nails into wood if I wanted to. That's exactly the build quality of this thing. It's amazing. It's brilliant. It's really solid. But in saying that, it's also got a bit of heft. See, sized up to my 7-inch wrist, this comes in at 205 grams. Now, I wear a watch like that, which is a Seiko Samurai. This is a modded version with a different bezel. Sized up to my 7-inch wrist, that comes in at around 184 grams. And look, I find that a little bit heavy, so maybe I need to get into the gym. So this thing here is an absolute monster, and I've been wearing it. I've been true to form. I've been wearing this, and to be quite frank, after several hours for me, man, I'm feeling this. So I'm not strong enough. I need to get into the gym. I need to get stronger. I need to maybe get onto some steroids. I don't know. But it is a big hefty watch. So, but what I do like about the unit, and like I said about their build quality, amazing. The build quality of this is like all the Zeloses that I've received, second to none. The bracelet, solid end links, solid links with screw pins, fantastic clasp. I love their clasp, guys. I love that Zelos are incorporating clasps like this on the fly. So, quick adjustment, you can quickly just pull it out. There you go. Pull it out to whatever size you want, and you got on the fly adjustment, about 6 or 7 mil, 8 mil roughly. Beautiful. So they've really done a great job with that clasp, and I totally enjoy that sort of stuff. So their quality is brilliant. It hasn't fallen off at all. But this, like I said, it's not for everybody. It's a big chunky watch. It's a bit of a monster, in the hand, in the weight, and all the rest. The watch features an NH35 movement, so it's got hacking hand winding. So let's pull the crown out. The crown, as you can see, is a signed screw down crown. It's fully loomed, and the knurling on this is, for a better word, this is a tool. This is an exceptional tool. It just feels like something you'd pull out of your toolbox. The whole watch does. There's no sort of curved edges anywhere, but I'll tell you what, it's not sharp. But it's got a nice finish and a nice finesse feel to it, but it's solid, rock solid. I can't stress enough on how solid this piece is. So, but look, back onto the crown, pulling it out, 2 clicks. As you can see, we've hacked the movement. We can adjust the time to where we want. There you go. Lock it in. Single click, we can adjust the date. Lock it in. And the winding mechanism, your standard Seiko NH35, so it's a strong, solid, robust movement, no problems whatsoever. Lock it in, 300 meters of water resistance. So a really solid watch. It really is a really solid watch. The case back, as you can see, is a solid case back with a couple of Hammerhead sharks on it. And like I said, I think this is a robust, solid unit. This is, look, if I was 18 years old, if I was 20 years old, I'd love this. I'd have this on the wrist. I'd be, floating around. Look at me, I'm a king of the ocean, Possibly wear it with a rubber strap, maybe orange or black. Just vary it up a little bit. But that bracelet is exceptional. I can't speak highly of Zelos's bracelet. This particular one, as you can see, it's got screw pins, but the pins themselves seem to be slightly recessed in. So, having to get those out, it was easy to unscrew them, but I had to get the appropriate size screwdriver to actually slot into that hole. So they seem to be deeper than standard screw pins that I'm used to. But the overall finish, the engineer style bracelet, the clasp, very, very nice. Can't speak highly enough. Now getting back to the dial, as you can see here, we've got a sunburst orange dial. It's sort of semi-fume. As you can see, it's very dark and blackish around the edges. The lume on this is exceptional. The lume on this watch is absolutely exceptional. Look, I gotta say, it's probably better than a lot of my Seiko divers, which is, superb. They're great, they're brilliant, and this is just probably one step up. So it's like a flashlight. If you can have a look at that, the lume on the bezel, the markers, it's just a really bright, legible experience. Even the logo is loomed. It's very subtle, but just enough to give you a reference point of which is up. Now the bezel on this is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. It's got a ceramic insert, it's fully loomed, and the grip on this is probably one of the things that, if you were to have gloves on, you'd probably struggle to grip this. With hands, just the way the case is designed, it is a little bit, I won't say difficult, it's got a rough edge, so you can grip it, but it's just, I don't know, it's one of those bezels where it's not the easiest experience. So quite precise, as you can hear. Zero back play, which is fantastic. So it's built really, really well, but it is quite a firm experience trying to get it in there. So let's have a look at the lining up. Spot on. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So it's a great bezel, but it is a little bit difficult to grab only because of that case design. Now I think, look, I've never actually reviewed the previous Hammerheads. From what I've seen on YouTube myself, they were a very thick, chunky watch, extremely high, 1000 meters, helium escape valve. Decent watch, but a very, very big watch at that. I think losing weight, coming down into the more mortal realm rather than the demigod realm, as I mentioned before, it's probably opened up more of a vast market for these guys. And Zelos is on a formula, I've said this before, Zelos is on a formula where they seem to be making watches, whether they go extreme in design and more quirky like this, or whether they're more vintage, refined, something more classical, I think they're producing a really great product. And I mean that, guys. I think finishing, design, value for money, the Zelos is on a winner, and we know that from their website. We can see that these things, they always sell out. They always sell out. From the black tip that I just recently reviewed, sold out. So it's one of those watches, one of those brands where very high in demand. This particular one, if you like the Hammerhead, if you've actually purchased the Hammerhead in the past, this thing here is the little baby brother, but a really solid baby brother. So as for the box itself, guys, I'll show the box is actually a little bit more refined on these models. It's a lot thinner than what most of the Zeloses I've received have come in. This is a lot more slender in design, and even the internal, let's have a look at this. There you go. Even the internal leather pouch, as you can see, it's a thinner sort of case for your watch, your warranty card. There's your spare links that I've had to take off. So a more refined, pleasurable experience. I think they're offering something quite nice. They've sort of streamlined their offerings. They've streamlined their watches. This particular one here, like I said, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of coffee. But the fact that these things sell out, there's obviously a market out there. There are obviously people buying these, collecting them, using them, whatever the case. So, but leave me your comments, guys. Let me know what you think. As far as quality control, cannot fault this watch. As far as the finishing, robust, industrial, very toolish. I've never had a bad watch from Zelos, period. So get on their website, check them out. They're about $349 US as an intro price. I'm pretty sure, and I've said this before with all my videos, whenever I review Zelos, I'm pretty sure they're gonna sell out, and they do. So if you're a fan of the Hammerhead, you're gonna love this. It's a baby brother, but a very strong baby brother on steroids. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave me your comments, tell me what you think about this watch or even the brand itself. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.